feed
You wanna go live
on
here?
Facebook?
People can just start.
All right.
You good?
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Y'all going live here?
Yeah, this one's live. It's already started, so people can just
All right.
wait to start.
And
Cool. So y'all live here. Let me know you ready to hit the music.
all right, give me a second. Cause I'm gonna get this thing.
Do you not need me to do my iPad?
No, because I'm gonna have you. I have you here on the on my laptop, and so we're good there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tag you into the live feed as well, and you can tag other people in it as well.
Season 2 right here. That's the new color, John. This is the Detail Game Barbershop Podcast. Conversation for and about the coach. It's season 2 right here. Oh yeah. We back. We don't stop. It's game time. We don't flop. We don't stop. It's game time.
Alright, so we ready?
We don't stop. It's game time. We don't flop.
Is that what
We
it
don't
is?
stop. The game
We're already live, broadcasting live. Alright, so we here at the Detail Did on the Detail Did podcast. Detail, I'm William Simmons, aka the Law Nerd, here with Joseph Millhouse, the finance guy. I'll say what's up to him.
What's going on, people? What's going on, people?
Again, everybody getting all of this technology together, so that's what we're getting done, but everything will be okay. Wait for the facilitator. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Can you put that in position? Probably in that corner over there to get everybody over here. Hold on a second.
This is your live feed, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta get it.
All right.
All right. Let's get going.
All right.
You love me, we're running on it.
Can you fix it? I'm sorry. Would you fix it?
Let's go. What happened? All right, you ready?
All right. Thank y'all for joining in today. This is the Same Mama, Different Daddy podcast today. And we're going to have a very unique show today. There's a lot of things that's going on in the culture that we'd like to talk about today. And I actually have, as one of our guests today, my frat brother, Harold Brown. He actually works at the University of Vanderbilt as a coordinator there in the MPAC. Shout out to A5's frat, of course. But yeah, so we had some news, some breaking news that broke out this past week concerning one of our actors that we're all aware of, Jesse from Empire. And we had a situation kind of giving you just like an update on what basically transpired. It was truly a hate crime, a crime that took place to this man where he was assaulted by people who were wearing the Make America Great Again hats and went towards Jesse and poured some bleach on him, beat him up, tied a noose around his neck. And what we want to talk about that situation, but we also just want to talk about, in 2019, how the black community is still dealing with, the LGBTQ community and the acceptance of it. Because there's a lot of issues that are brought to the church about it and how the church handles it, how individuals look at it. And I know me growing up in America, the perspective on sexuality and towards the black man, and how, black masculinity looks like, that was instilled in me coming from the South. And so my brother and I, as well as Harold Brown today, we're going to kind of talk about that. So Harold, I'm going to have you introduce yourself and kind of take it from there, brother.
All right. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate being invited on your show. It's good to utilize our platform to really get out and pour your message and dialogue around different issues in our community. So I appreciate you for even leveraging, again, your resources and also inviting other people to have a conversation. So thank you for the opportunity. Let me know if you can hear me because I have my phone in I can co-career counsel. I am currently pursuing my doctorate at TSU here in Nashville. And I have worked in higher education full time for the last 3 years. And then I also have another issue in higher education. So that's kind of like the rest of my experience. I've done different things from territory life, diversity, equity, inclusion, student services, kind of just all the scholarships umbrella. So that's just a little bit of my background. I identify with male, so that also I'm also part of the community that is part of the LGBTQ IA community. And I'm happy that I'm able to come and talk about that. I'm going to share my experiences and what that looks like and kind of about this overall issue and see what greater conversations there is in terms of being
No, no, most definitely, most definitely. Like I said, we appreciate you joining us, man. And I mean, just kind of just jump right into it. I mean, because I know how I felt when I heard the news. When I heard the news about Jesse, I looked at it from the standpoint of, first off, I mean, identifying as a black male, in this country, we're still being attacked. And so what was your feeling towards the situation? Like, I mean, I'm assuming it's always going to be, of course, negative, but how did you feel when you first read about the situation, Jesse?
So when I first heard about the question, I was surprised. But then I also wasn't. And kind of gave me more insight to that was because when I initially heard about it, I was like, wow, how can something so disgusting and disturbing even occur in 19, where I think we have progressed, not completely, but we have progressed pretty far
Yeah.
in the ideals of inclusion and diversity, right? Also, I was at the same time not surprised because, again, for a second, I had an internal conversation where I was like, remember, this is a black man, this is a queer man, and so even no matter how much attainment of success you have, you're still a person who operates out of two minority experiences, and so you're not immune to discrimination or active violence or even hate crimes. This that have a racist and homophobic intersection. And so, again, like I said, a little bit was like, wow. And I was like, what else to do?
Yeah. So, because I mean, looking at it, I mean, it's a double minority situation, right?
I think we need to back up just a little bit. What do you mean by queer? Because you got to understand the community that we're coming from, and you know what I mean by this. We need to call it, they don't know shit about shit. Okay? So when it comes to this identification, I think with your education and from the standpoint where you can break it down, we got LBGTQ, right? And so is there a delineation between TQ? Let's just start all the way there.
Start right there.
From the standpoint of, like, where are we in terms of a G? Yeah, okay, here we go. What's the difference between, and from an educated perspective that you can bring, between the G and the Q?
No, this is a good question. I'm glad we started there. So I think, again, the basic foundation, I think we got kind of tradition to say the letters, like, kind of like the way university tradition to say, oh, we all use diversity, but they really don't know what that really all encompasses.
Sure.
So that's a great point. So LGBT, L being lesbian, G being gay, B being bisexual, T being trans, LGBTQ, Q being queer, I is intersex, and A is asexual. Actually, more letters, but I'll just, for the purpose of this, we'll just keep it down to LGBT.
And really, I think for this one, yeah, the G. Is there a difference between the G and the Q? Or what unites them? You know what I mean? It don't have to be a difference, but kind of where's the texture there?
So I think it depends on the individual. So typically, what happens is because sexuality is because sexuality is spectrum, you have people who don't want to be confined down to just one type. So, for example, when somebody's labeled gay, that's just them saying, or societal thing, you put them in the box, okay, so I'm attracted to the same sex, period. For some people, when they say bisexual, right, they are attracted to both sex, and both sexes, and that at the same time, that then sometimes we gloss over as gay, right? Because I think about it, it's kind of like you can't live in both worlds, either one or the other. That's a typical narrative. But then when you talk about queer, I think queer for me doesn't assume a label. So I mean, honestly, like I would identify as gay, but I use queer because queer doesn't necessarily confine me to one thing. Like I wholeheartedly see that I'm a gay man, but at the same time I prefer to use the word queer because I think it encapsulates more of my experience. Because there is a difference of experience for white gay people and black gay people.
Like, what do you mean by that exactly? If a man, what do you mean by that? Because you just separated because from the outside perspective, like we're looking at it, it's a unification of different sexuality on the spectrum, right? Different sides of the spectrum, right? So when we say being a black homosexual as well versus a white homosexual, like how is that different? To you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think it's how it's processed within society. I think there are the stigmatization and the characterization of what it means to be a white gay person in the media or even society that has become a more powerful and digestible version of gay.
So what I think kind of, I'm sorry, bro.
Of black gay individuals, it's usually a very hyper characterized, right? Version and stigma and narrative, right? So it's either like we're super flamboyant or we are, for my black gay women, they're either very masculine and they're not, right? And so either you're very, very critical, very, very much on one extreme rather than acknowledge that we have all different variations. And none of the variations, again, for black people are the most accepted. Kind of like when people look at the black person eating chicken, right? People will say, oh, this is what I expect, what I have internalized, what my experiences and narrative thus far has been around. Doesn't mean every black person eats chicken. You know what I'm saying?
So like biases.
You said what?
Like a bias. Like everyone kind of has like their bias. It's a developed bias. Okay.
So with that point, going back to the original question, queer for me, for me, I just prescribe because that doesn't necessarily box me in. But I will go on record and say for me, I identify as gay, right? Gay or queer, I use interchangeably, but in most cases I will refer to myself as queer because I don't want people to try to box me into one unnecessary version of what they think I should be or how I should act. That's not my lived experience.
Okay. Well, so what I think I'm hearing, Harold, and I preach because I think that breaks up. What I'm hearing is the gay, but the gay versus the Q isn't necessarily the issue. The issue is that a person could identify you queer, you retain the right to do whatever you want to do. That's kind of what queer is in general, correct? Is that what I'm hearing? It's like in other words, like just saying that if I want to be with a dude, I'll be with a dude. But I'm open to being with a girl if I want to. I'm open to being asexual. I'm open to being whatever. Right? But queer is just along. But queer is different from the standpoint of it's a label you could take on if you were not gonna. It's kind of the anti-fake masculine persona that most people put on. Would that be accurate to say? Like queer is saying, I'm okay with recognizing the science behind the Keynesian scale and understanding that, y'all don't understand sex. Y'all are all kind of just Neanderthals. Is that kind of? I'm not trying to be too raw with
Are
it.
you saying like an evolution? Are you saying
Yes, an evolution.
evolution of the human experience? Is that what you're saying?
What's an evolution? Being gay?
No, queer. The ability to say I'm queer. and not care about what some hyper masculine person might say about it. Does that make is that kind of what queer is?
Yeah, well, I think
Or queer ain't nothing.
it's just associated, like, you don't want to be associated with any hardcore label.
Uh-huh.
Because what happens is, again, I think for people's lived experience, if you tell them you're gay, you tell them you're bi, you tell them you're trans, people associate certain characteristics or certain actions or certain ways in which you should appear to show up in space that's not always the case. So some people just identify as queer, saying like, I'm not concerned with what you think, what society thinks my sexuality to look like. I'm flexible and I'm cool with it.
Cool.
But I again, like for myself, I do identify as gay, but I just don't. I wouldn't tell that because I have seen experiences where people now want to ask me, do I know how to care? Like I don't know how to care. Like that's not my lived experience.
You know how to do what?
And it's that hyper characterization of the black gay man. It's like you gotta be loud and be here and all this other stuff. Like that's not my lived experience. No shade or judgment to people who live experience with that, but that's just not mine. So I just kind of like put
I have a question.
around my identity.
We got one question, but before I just want to wrap with the identity thing. Then we got a question from the owner. But so because the queer versus, well, you say you identify as gay, right? So my question is, in terms of bi, what's going to be if you could give it in maybe 30 words or less, and if not, the difference between bi and queer, or there isn't one?
The difference between bi and queer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Why are we
think
calling them
you're
labels?
attracted to both sexes. So, you know,
Because the youngsters are.
you are attracted to a man or a woman.
Gotta reach
male
it,
or
bro.
female. So that is my understanding and my like what I have think that I can see. What I think people identify is attracted to both sexes.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's detail out a
Do
question.
you think being gay is like a fad as well? Do you think people are, because like it's so accepted and I think as it should be. I don't think anyone should be judged by the genitalia of what they love or what some people like apples, some people like oranges. But do you think some people are being gay just because it's a fad at all?
Well, no, I don't think that. I think that part of it is too. So let me break that question off the feet. I think a lot of people associate being sad because more people are identifying as such, but I think the raw truth of it all, we just had a long history. The world has had gay people before, or queer people before, or however they choose to identify. We have had people like that. It's just never been in relation to conversation in relation to black people. Has not been the thing that we talk about. And so there has been pastors and teachers and uncles and whatever who behind closed doors, like in decades before us, have lived out their sexuality, but have not been transparent in that. And what that now leads is that when people start to become more transparent, it comes up as a fad, kind of like, oh, what everybody doing is cool. That's not necessarily the case, right? I think a lot more people are just more.
So you don't think there's one person that's out there that's being gay to be cool?
You said what now?
You don't think it's like one person out there that's just like trying to be, that's gay to be cool? Because maybe they live in a community where that's heavily like it's on and popping
I
up.
think
Let's
that's
keep it real. Let's keep it real.
But I think
When
that's
you say being gay to be cool, you mean having sex with other men to be cool?
San Antonio was kind of isolated, really. Like there are people who are going to be gay in every interaction I'm in, and my perspective has changed on that because of people like one of our mutual friend Josh, So I mean, we have just we've evolved from that. But what I'm saying is that like not everyone who is uncomfortable.
I didn't say that, bro. So don't look at me when you say that.
I think it's
You're
a
talking
more
to somebody else.
unawareness.
You're talking to
I
somebody
think
else.
it's definitely something.
Because I didn't use the
people are-
word let me clearly delineate. I ain't saying nothing about uncomfortable because that's a different thing. What I'm saying is the people who want to sit up and you're going to hell.
You ain't crap. You this, you that. I'm talking about
say
the
judgmental.
clear, but yeah, the
Okay.
losers that get on my nerves and everybody else's. The same losers that why weed is still illegal in the in Texas. The same losers who want to put themselves on everybody else. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't accused you of no uncomfortable. You're a little squeamish, you're a little this, you're a little okay, that's your business. I'm talking about the ones that'll wear a t-shirt talking about you gay, going to hell, all this other bullshit. And the people and the people who I hope that came across to him. Because this shit, that's what I'm saying. I know that for a fact because I remember the guy telling me that. That came, that client I was talking about with his driver's license, that's what he said to me.
How do you end this?
He was mad at the police.
You know,
He didn't feel like he had to get into that.
oh shit.
Is it still
It
recording?
is still recording.
But we're not still on live.
We were still live.
I don't give a shit. But it ain't my phone.
I don't know how to end this.